Mic check, mic check. All right. So what's up, Chirico? How you doing, man? Did you hear it? Is Tarnished coming out tomorrow? Wait, what? What are you on about? I feel like Chirico, I would not believe it if anyone else told me that, but you were told in a dream by Miyazaki. Well, you got me there. I was about to say, like, yeah, I never see you rickroll me, so I actually believed you. Oh my god. Thanks, Landon. The music is Armored Core 6 soundtrack. Bro. You actually rickrolled me there. It definitely worked. This is why you don't do it often, it pays better. Yeah. Yeah. Now though, now I don't trust you anymore. You lost all that you have acquired over all these years. All gone. In an instant. I'm just joking, but I definitely was not expecting it from you though. Your mistake is to trust anyone ever? Well, definitely on the internet, that's for sure. Like they're probably under us. Maybe not. Maybe they're actually up top here. Oh, why? I thought they were there. Speaking of that, AI vid is getting scarily good. Yeah, it's going fast, isn't it? Got hit by something else. Scary. That's bad. I'm out of that. I don't like this setup. You lock on? Yep, I don't like this. We're not gonna keep this. There's too many issues with that setup. The tracking for the offhand colossal is just really fucking bad. Like, it just goes above the opponent. It goes like next to them. Definitely not a good pick there. Let's go with something more conventional. I like the idea of the frost though. Honest TS instead. Not a bad idea. Oops. Like that. I try the good old off bird. PS Red Helted was fun back in the day, yeah. Yo, Clevy, how you doing, bro? Offhand Francois might be fun too. I don't know, I feel like these colossal offhand, like I wanted the eye armor in the offhand, but just they're too slow recovery wise. It's like you're gonna land a hit and then you can't do anything after you land that hit. We're gonna try with halberd. You know, it's more simple. Interesting. The rain fucked me there. I think he's doing it before. Oh shit, that travels far as fuck. Oh, come on, that's a combo. Jesus Christ, am I gonna get fluked? Oh, we're running now. Already. He just keeps on running. I don't think he hit the stamina consumption. Okay, there he did. He did now. There you go. Because he was not stopping. What's up, Rem Rascal? How you doing? What was the plan, though? I don't know, running to the boss or something? And ironically, the pot on the main hand here might be nice. So you get a good stun on both your running R2 and your offhand. Looks like the usual arena. It is. There you go. Oh. Oh my god, this guy's net is terrible. Okay, well, that's going on the block list. That is wild fucking shit net. That is wild shit net. Holy shit. If I didn't know any better, I'd say that's lagging on purpose. It was like a full 2 second? Yeah, I mean, it's... I think that was on purpose. There's no way your net is that bad. What time is it in your country? It actually doesn't even matter which country this guy is from, because even the countries that I have the worst latency to, aka Australia, it's actually not that bad. It's not as bad as what you saw there, so this guy legitimately either was throttling on purpose or has the worst connection ever. Because even people from Australia are not that late, which is pretty crazy. Maybe he's on VPN? Yeah, absolutely. He is most definitely on VPN. Either that or he's throttling. Either he's on VPN or throttling. That's the only way that can be possible. Jesus Christ, dude. China time? Oh, on that last second. Bernard's not even getting staggered. That's China time, I guess. Here in Japan, it's 5 a.m. for you. For me, it is 3 p.m. Technically, this should be Europe time. We should be fighting people from Europe, and usually I don't have bad connection that bad to Europe. Obviously, it always depends, but fixing the NPC sleep animation was a huge mistake. Yeah, for real. I agree there. 8 p.m. in Europe. There you go. Thanks, Energy. Yep. So, or 9 p.m. in Europe. So, like right now, I would say, like I always consider like the like local time zone for a game when whatever country is like around like past dinner. You know what I mean? Like, you know, when it's around like 5 to like 10 p.m. is like the main hour for said country. So like right now I'd consider the current time to be like EU hours. Because everyone got off work, you know, maybe they've eaten dinner already and they're just taking it, you know, taking it chill for the rest of the evening, gaming a little bit. That's how I see it. Yo, what's up, Fuji? What's up, Mary? How you guys doing? This place can be quite dangerous. This spot here. Oh. Can easily get stuck in there. We're chasing ghosts. Okay, there is our friend. We can see the reflection of his character on the pots, so we can sort of figure out where he's going just from the little bit of light. There's a blue in there, so we're gonna focus on the blue for now. Oh wow, he just rushed to the boss. Just ignored me. What's this setup? I'm just trying shit. Like there's no logic to what I'm doing. I'm just playing the video game, dude. I feel like there's always people that try to look like deep into everything I'm doing. Like, oh, you could have done that, or, you know, you should play with this setup. I'm like, bro, like, I can't even be bothered to use like proper builds for the right weapons. Like, I just play with whatever and just press buttons. It's not that deep. I just play with random setups. There's two of them in there. Is that the poise physic? Moonveil. At great speed deals small damage. Well, a lot of time the people we encounter don't really have proper builds, so it's hard to tell if this is the damage that he should be doing. I don't think so. I didn't even notice, honestly. Also, it's one thing to face a bad build, but it's another thing to face a bad build when you have a good build. You know what I mean? Like, my defense here is basically like top for this game, right? Like, this armor setup is some of the best all-around defense in the game. And so if you're fighting against someone that has a bad build against some of the best armor in the game, like the difference in damage gets magnified even more. Okay, miss the Pontiff Sweat days. Wish Elden Ring was better. Feel like From slowly started catering to casuals more over time. Yeah, I mean, we talk about it every stream, but yep. It is what it is. Pontiff was ugly, but it was active. And it was challenging, and, you know, aside from the glitch fest that it became, it was still a good time. At least you could get teammates, you know? I mean, I know I keep repeating myself, but the biggest issue with Elden Ring was that they destroyed the invasion dynamic and the dueling dynamic with the player limit. So they ultimately destroyed the PvP scene by proxy. By proxy of lowering the player limit, it just had like a butterfly effect. Affected many aspects of the game. You thought about streaming different games before? Yeah, I did a few times, you know, like, I think the game that we had that was, like, fairly popular in comparison to Souls was Skyrim. Like, we managed to stream some Skyrim and keep about half of our audience. We streamed Shadow of the Colossus. We did the full playthrough of Shadow of the Colossus on stream. It was great, actually. A lot of fun. But I'm thinking of starting a second channel and like have it focus more on Elder Scrolls stuff, especially in preparation for the next Elder Scrolls game. You know, like kind of diversify my stuff a little bit. So yeah, I've been thinking of doing some Skyrim content. Barely, we missed. Probably gonna get away now. Oh, he fell. He fell. That's such a failure. Oh my god. He had it. He had the fog wall in the bank. And he fumbled the ball. Oh man. That's a good idea, Mary. Maybe maybe my Skyrim channel or my Elder Scrolls channel will be something like Jose with 99 Alchemy, like the whole thing. That's gonna be the name of the channel. Jose 99. Jose with 99 Alchemy. There you go. It's a good channel name. I kind of like it. I think I'm gonna adopt this one. I think that's a good name. So many people have passed on waiting for Elder Scrolls 6. Yeah, because it's never coming out. Like, it's they're really taking their sweet time at Bethesda. It's kind of crazy. At least since Microsoft has acquired them. Not that I like Microsoft, mind you. I really don't like them, but at least it seems like they are kind of like what's the right word for it? They're like distributing the IP a little bit more to like other studios, so that you don't have like just Bethesda studio working on all the big franchise like Fallout and Elder Scrolls. Like other studios are making Fallout games basically, just like how we had what's it called? What was the name of the studio that made the Oblivion remaster? Virtuos. There you go. Like you have Virtuos, third party. You know, making the remaster for Oblivion, probably making a remaster for Fallout 3 as well. You're gonna have another, probably Fallout New Vegas. So at least we're gonna get more of that great or of those great IPs in the meantime while we wait for the mainline game. Billie JeeNiNe. A second channel is a good idea. I can imagine a lot of people are simply burnt out of Elden Ring, especially yourself. Yeah, for sure. And it's not like I lost passion for gaming. It's more like I lost like passion for Elden Ring. But every time we start talking about Skyrim, I really get into it on stream. So I think it's a sign that I should probably start making Skyrim content. Especially considering that in probably 2 or 3 years, we're gonna get the next big Bethesda game, and why not get into the loop in preparation for it? Get the groundwork for the next thing. Tommy on PC, bro? Yeah. Yeah, that was a good fight, Fuji. You played well. Not enough, but played well. Oh, that's right. Wait. Pretty sure this guy, good man. Oblivion remaster content would make more sense. Well, I have a permadeath run that I was doing on Oblivion. Like the reason why I'd be starting a new channel is not to please you or anyone, to please me. you know, post like content or games that excite me. That's how I started. That's how you grow, actually. You don't grow out of making things you think are popular or trend chasing. At least I don't think so. I mean, you can game the system and be fake, you know, like a bunch of channels do that. I don't want to do that. I prefer making stuff out of games or content I enjoy. What was nice when I played Oblivion was, you know, compared to Skyrim, was just the ability to move. Like, the freedom of movement when fighting in Oblivion is just, or Oblivion Remaster is just so much better than Skyrim. Like, in vanilla Skyrim, you can't even attack while jumping, and that alone, it makes the combat feel so clunky, whereas Oblivion, like, addresses that, Oblivion Remaster. Combat definitely feels more fluid, like they up-to-date like a few things. I'm glad they did. Yo, Gabri Souls, thank you so much for the resub, man. Thanks a lot. Welcome back, bro. Content creation looks soul-crushing as a job, to be honest. Dude, Chirico, I've actually, I've worked like more than a few like shit jobs. And it's very hard to describe like the content creation thing, because on one hand, if it goes well, it's like the best job, but have a situation where it's tedious, it really is like soul crushing. It's like it's not hard physically, of course, like you don't even do that many hours, but it's very mentally draining for the wrong reasons. Because, you know, like making art, for instance, that's a very mentally draining job, but for the right reasons. Like you're working, like your brain is working hard to problem solve, basically. I mean, I call it problem solving, but when you're making art, it's basically like constant problem solving, because you have to make the stuff look good. So that's a problem. You always have to think about like what you need to do to make it better, like constantly. So like making artwork is very, very mentally draining, very, very much. It takes a lot of mental energy to make art. Like, personally speaking, I always have an easier time with physical jobs compared to mental jobs. I mean, I can do both, but like, unless the physical job is actually, like, hurting your body, that's another story. But if it's physical, but it's sustainable, then usually it's easier in the long run than the mentally draining jobs, I personally find. I mean, to each his own, always, but... And obviously, it largely depends on what you're doing. You know, like, if you're working a back-breaking job, I don't think anyone would want that. That comboed. Wow, that was supposed to be a running, but... Supposed to be running there as well. There you go. He needed the light roll? Yeah, he did. Steam sales are over today, and AC6 is included. Yeah, we have the, for those wondering, right now the Armored Core 6 soundtrack is playing. If you want to buy Armored Core 6, I think it's definitely worth buying, especially for the PvE. For the PvP, like, game is pretty much dead PvP-wise at this point, but I don't think it was ever meant to be like a PvP game, but it has more than enough content to warrant like the asking price just for the PvE alone. It's a very polished PvE game, in my opinion. Very, very fun also for a new game genre if you've never played a mecha game before, I think. Yeah, B-Fuzz, I think you're right. You're gonna play the new Souls on Nintendo Switch? I don't know if you're trolling me, Fuji, or not. No. I'm not getting the fucking Switch, dude. Or, let me rephrase that. I'm not renting a Switch from Nintendo. Okay, well, we see them. Okay, not where I wanted. Interesting. You cosplaying Kobe? If I was cosplaying Kobe, I would be hitting those. Recently, AC means Ace Combat? Oh, okay, I see. I've never played an Ace Combat game before. But did you say you were on ads? Bro, you have to be fucking trolling me, dude. Fucking Fuji, man. I try to tease him a little bit on his stream, and he comes back to mine, and he just fucking plays me like a fiddle. Oh, man. Oh, you. Got a teammate. Oh, this guy is teabagging me. Alright. Definitely, to kill this guy right away. Change gear. For those wondering what was going on, the guy basically, I engaged and he was like watching me and just block pumping while looking at me fight, so I assumed that he wanted me dead, so that's why I started attacking him. One down. Okay. He's just trying to out-heal me. I mean, he is not trying to out-heal me. He is out-healing me. He's getting outplayed like crazy and just healing all his mistakes. And shit, player goes down, bro. He just healed his entire fucking stack, like, making mistakes after mistakes. That's crazy. How much did he chug? He went through his whole thing. He was down to fucking poison now. That's wild. Well played, Fuji. Better luck next time. For those wondering, Fuji was the PvE mob sitting next to me. Or Red Kevin? Not for Red Kevin. Kevin attacked me, like he... Or, no, sorry, he didn't attack me, but he basically let me, almost let me die. He was taunting while I was getting attacked. And just watching me get hit. So it's like, you know... I was actually gonna let him fight with me, but... If he's gonna try to be a nuisance or try to get me killed, I'll just kill him. It's that simple. Or, yeah, more like Traitor Kevin. Or again, thanks for the resub for 39 months. You hurt my feelings? No, you didn't. I'm just trying to play smart. Not smart to leave someone who's trying to get you killed in there. Or were you on timeout? No idea. Didn't time you out. Haven't touched any YouTube settings, dude. I didn't even know you could get timed out on YouTube, actually. Problem is, I do not have the... Okay. Didn't have the right tally. Now I do, though. Don't want to hit teammate, so I unlocked the... Okay, that was not on purpose. Runard, by the way. And he's down. Nothing came out. This is a peak PSN duelist? Yeah, I can see that. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm glad I didn't get hit by that. Also, let's switch that. So unlucky that I get the running. The door is open. Let's see. Right. We'll take it as a bait. Maybe it went down the same time that I went up from here. Let's just double check that he's not like hiding here. That was actually a good a good attempt. That was almost it. I don't know who of you guys like suspected this this object to be him. I didn't. I thought he juked me and went down. The only thing that made me doubt it was that the little objects to go down were not destroyed, so I didn't think this guy would have the finesse or the presence of mind to not destroy the thing. So I was like, he must be still up there because the things are not destroyed. It's like you expect the PvEers to not play smart, and like juking like that is something like a smart player would do. But sometimes, you know, these PvEers are like Call of Duty players, and so they have the presence of mind to flank. But he didn't. Could write a novel on Elden Ring Discord drama. You're not exaggerating? Oh yeah, dude, for sure. Oh yeah. He's fairly inconsistent. Almost left him. Hey, my input there, guys. Oh, little lag. Yeah, it doesn't seem like a combo. I feel like we tried that. We tried that with like Great Cat before. We ended up with like Great Hammer or Sight or something. I forgot. Don't take care, Fuji. Have a good one, bro. You know what? Let's try the old main hand TS off and Albert. Let's try that. Yo, Picky, how you doing, man? Oh yeah, Will, for sure. Even players you wouldn't expect. Like I can even give you an example. Like a while ago, like Luber had pages and pages of Discord talking shit about me, and I barely knew who he was back then as well. Like, people are like that, even if you don't expect them to be. Oh, that was not a hit. Guy's net is very weird. Yeah. Okay, yeah, this guy's net's pretty bad actually. He's gonna go full TS. Right, the eel, we eel. This guy plays like a complete rando. Let's just finish this. Where does that Luber gossip come from? Oh, dude. It's more than true, Callie. Like, it's actually unhinged. Like, there's so many people are like that. That's one that I remember because, like, you don't expect it from them, basically. But I mean, personally speaking, like almost everyone is like talk shit about me in my back, so it's like it's like it's water under the bridge for me at this point. I don't even care anymore. And he's not like that. Well, Callie, reality check, he is, or he was at least. Reality check. Talk shit in front of me. See, like that I don't mind. Like, I'd much rather someone like talk shit to me like directly than, you know, than hide behind something. I much prefer that, especially when like the next day like you don't care about it. It's I feel like that's a little more like old school. Like, you talk shit and then you move on like the next day. That I actually don't mind. But, you know, like, back in Dark Souls 3, like, I could name, like, the entire fucking PC PvP community. And everyone was talking shit about me back then, for sure. Like, it's pretty wild. It was harder to find someone who wouldn't talk shit, actually. That's probably why, like, I value, like, people like Vale so much. Because he's been around for so long and always had my back, you know? Like, people like that are more and more rare. Yo, Proxy, thanks for the Prime resub, man. Thank you so much, dude. There's still a few good people, though, in the community, like, Yo, Cyrus, thanks for the sub, dude. Really appreciate that. People still call me bad in Dark Souls 3 even now. It's kind of wild. I mean, at this point, it's kind of funny because I haven't played that game in like 3 years. Like, I left such a mark that it's, I mean, I don't even know how to explain it. It was, you know, for a while after I made the switch from Dark Souls 3 to Elden Ring, like for a decent amount of time, I had people like saying that they played me, and it was basically like, like you know how it is, like a bunch of people trying to impersonate and have alt accounts that look and play like me and pretend. And I'd get like messages like GG and stuff like that. I always thought that was funny. It's like I left, but I've always been there still. My spirit remains. I'm like Batman, you know? You see the sign in the sky? It's always there, even if Batman isn't. You can't kill the symbol, bro. Calling me bad in DS2 is just dishonest. I mean, of course it is, but it's always like that. Like, it's not like, it's not even about me or about this game or about anything like that. It's like, anything competitive, sports, people will always say like whatever. Well, I say people, let's say a lot of people, because not everyone's like that. There are people that are genuinely like very objective because they pride themselves in being objective or whatever. But you're always gonna say, oh, this this fighter is the best fighter, but in reality it's you prefer this fighter over the other one. You know what I mean? It's like people that try to pretend like John Jones isn't the greatest of all times. None of us like him. That's the reason why why people don't want to like admit that he is. It's like because he's not likable. Like there's a lot of reason to dislike him, and so like you put your bias up front, and you're gonna say you're gonna say like, oh, GSP is better, or you're gonna say like Khabib is better. You're gonna pull out any name of your hat, and you're gonna prefer X or Y over the other simply because you like him more, and you're gonna construct yourself or like construct a reason in your head as to why your favorite fighter is better. It's like that with everything. And so like going back to Dark Souls 3, which was the initial topic, they're gonna pick whatever player that they're more friend with and their favorite as the better one, so on and so forth. Like I said, it's not exclusive to like this game or a discipline. It's just like that in general. Yo, Ellen, thanks for the bits, man. Really appreciate that. And Gogo, thanks for the gifted sub to Mary. Thank you, guys. Thanks for the support, guys. I really appreciate it. One thing that I'm genuinely grateful for is, despite, let's just call it my toxic honesty, because more often than not, being honest comes with a price. It's there's a lot of negative, especially with this game, and I'm glad that there's still people that are still stuck around despite all of that throughout the years. I do appreciate that. I think I do get labeled a little harshly though, like in general. Trick is to be honest to the right people. Maybe you're right, but that's not how I live my life. I try to just be honest, period. I don't lie. I don't I mean, if I lie, it's going to be like the most obvious lie to basically like like sarcastic lies, like like patch in 10 that sort of stuff. But like sometimes a little deeper than that, I'm basically like testing your intelligence type of lie. This one I like quite a lot, but other than that, I don't actually lie to people. I'm not that type of person. And the brain fart here, like I just stood on the elevator the whole time I was talking. I wasn't trusting my fingers there, so I decided to just walk instead of running. Got dropped with the negative term? What was the term? Like toxic? Oh, was first. Where was the host at, though? Be hiding somewhere? I don't think he is. I think he's probably up top. It was not even meant for him. That's unfortunate. I could not move out of that. What's even more unfortunate is that the Frost proc made me lose priority on them. Because I went from Ash of War straight into the R2. And I did not have priority, guys. I hit both and I lost priority from hitting them with the Ash. Steel and Chase are very positive, like JeeNiNe, yeah. And to be fair, I think they are, but I'd like to think I'm more honest. I actually, not I'd like to think, I genuinely believe that I am more honest. I do believe that, wholeheartedly. Yo, Yuck, thank you so much for the Prime resub for 63 fucking months, dude. 63 months. Thank you so much. Toxic is overused. It means nothing. Oh, I don't fucking know. You're right, I guess. There's a difference between self-confident and oblivious. I think I think what you're saying is a little misplaced there, because I think Bfuzz, what you're missing here is you don't have that experience of, let's say, like being, let's call it a small scale celebrity, because that's really what this is, right? Like being a small content creator like that. It's like being a celebrity in an aquarium, like very small scale, but ultimately it's very similar. And there is some sort of mental like pressure and fatigue that you have to live through like regularly, like, you know, like every time I jump on, like I'll have to deal with some bullshit. Like, it's much more tame nowadays, but like where I'm getting at with this is you have to develop some sort of way of dealing with what's around you. Like, call it a shell, a facade, you name it. Like, from my experience, I think Chase does it with, like, you know, like, I call it fake positivity. Like, maybe you would argue that that's how he is, but I think it's a reaction that his body has to basically like protect him. Normal reaction. I think my reaction is like try to not give a fuck as much as possible. Can't really tell you what Steel is doing. I think Steel is really trying to approach it like to be as successful as possible. So you'd have to ask him. I think he still is very approachable. Like, he'd probably tell you how he deals with that. And, you know, other people just can't deal with it, and you see like major like slip-ups and you know, like, see the content creator X or Y drama because they can't handle it. Obviously, though, the bigger you are, probably the harder it is to deal with. But you do have to develop some sort of defense mechanism to deal with that stuff. But, like, you know, like, when we say, like, Chase is too positive or Chase has fake positivity, like, I don't see it the same way people do. Like you're gonna have like casuals that are gonna believe everything he says, and then you're gonna have like tryhards that are gonna be like, he's fake, you know, he's only fake, and they have it in a negative connotation. The way I see it more like a normal reaction. Like, Chase is just like any other person, you know, like just normal reaction, trying to deal the best way he can with whatever is around him. That's how I see it. You know, Chase gets brought up a lot in conversation, not because I want to, it's just that people bring him up a lot because he is, you know, at the forefront of the PvP content creation for this game. But I don't particularly enjoy like I don't particularly enjoy like saying that about him. Like I'm not sure it's entirely deserved, but it, you know, again, in the context of being honest, it is what I believe, though, that's for sure. You know, B-Fuzz, it would be easy to say, like, you know, just try to be more mindful and be more positive, but one thing that I'm not sure you're understanding is that everyone is different. Everyone deals with stuff differently. You could ask me to make a shell for myself out of being positive like Chase. It would probably be for the best for me. It would be best for the person around me, for the people around me. But maybe I can't do it. Maybe I don't have it in me. That's the difference. You can't expect people to deal with situation in a diplomatic way or an X or Y way. Like, I do my best, but I'm not Chase. I can't deal with the situation like he does by, you know, like putting on the facade that everything's all right. Even if I would like to. Oh shit, I thought I could strafe that. That's a bad start. Jesus Christ, how many of them? Alright, we're going full gear now. This is cancer? Yeah. This cancer, but they have like super low HP too, so it's not even like impossible to win or anything. You just have to play like super careful. And the fact that there's Mage Moonveil. Alright, they definitely have like ganking set up though. Come on now. This guy is letting me kill him for whatever reason. Jesus Christ. They had no HP, that's the crazy part. They felt like gankers, but they had the build of PvEers. Very confusing. Chase doesn't stream, maybe that's the key. Well, he can afford to not stream. His channel is very successful. He can afford to do it. I can't. I don't understand why good PvP players hate on less skilled ones when they lose. Well, you have bad internet, you abuse this, you gank, hate the game, not the players. I mean, I see where you're coming from, but I think that's a little dishonest to say that, because personally, like it's very cliche to say that X or Y player is blaming the internet, but like for me personally, like if I say you have shit net, it's because you have shit net, not be, or that we, you know, like we have high latency to each other. I'm not making that up. You know, like I don't say that when I lose. Like that's just, I mean, you didn't say that about me specifically, but I can really only speak for myself. Like, I don't know many good players who actually blame the connection when they lose. Like, usually if people blame the connection, it's because the connection matters and it's really ass. So that's the first part. Now, like saying X or Y player is bad, I mean, it's always context. Like you have to understand, there comes a point in this game where everyone is trying to enjoy themselves. And people who gank and grief are deliberately, you know, trying to, like, to a point, like, they can be playing the game, but there's another subset of people that are not really trying to just gank by playing the game. They're just trying to grief. They're trying to get a reaction out of you. They're trying to stack everything they can do to make it impossible for you to beat them. And under normal circumstances, you know, like doing whatever you can to win is usually a good thing. It's just that in the context of this game, because this game is unbalanced to a point where it's becoming irrelevant, like, unfortunately, you have to gauge yourself when you play this game. You can't, like, just you can't just, like, 3v1 someone and expect it to be like well received, because ultimately if you 3v1 someone and you understand what you're doing, like obviously, like, you know, you're doing bad faith when you're doing that, so you can't expect the other party to, or the other person to not be angry at it. Would be dishonest to do that. And so at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. So you can't really blame people for calling out gankers. It's just the nature of things. It's another thing when, you know, when you're talking about people who quote-unquote gank, but, you know, they're fairly new to the franchise. They don't really understand the dynamic. They think, you know, an invader is just looking for any invasion, which for the most part, that's what it should be. But unfortunately, in this game compared to the previous ones, a lot of invasions are just straight up unwinnable. And so you want invasions to be a challenge, for instance, but you want it to be a challenge, not something that's impossible to beat. And, you know, that always comes back to the issue with the player limit for this game, how this game, unfortunately, has a lower player limit than what it had before, and it creates problems. There's a slim line between griefing and playing the game. If you 3v1 me, it's because you're so much better than you. It's fun to win. You're like a raid boss, way harder than PvE. Well, if that's the way you see it, but you have to, you know, you have to take a, like, you're asking me, like, you know, like, why people or tryhards or people like me get angry when they get 3v1. You're only speaking from your perspective. You're not taking the other approach. Like, if I'm fighting people that understand what they're doing, there's no way I'm winning a 3v1. And so you're setting up an unfair battle in the first place. Like, unfair to the point where it's unwinnable. So of course the other person is going to get angry, because the good thing to do is to set up, you know, whatever you're trying to do, but at least make it so that the other player has an out. So it's not just a one-way ticket. And that's unfortunate because, like you said, like, Like, it shouldn't be, like, the issue is it shouldn't be on the players to have to, quote-unquote, nerf themselves, you know, to make it nice for the other person. Like, I completely understand what you mean there. It shouldn't be on the gankers to nerf themselves. That makes no sense. Ultimately, it falls on the issues that the game has. Like, unfortunately, the game does not handle its, like, fundamental, like, multiplayer properly. And we know that because it did handle it properly in the previous Souls game. In the previous Souls game, you didn't have, like, 1v3, or if you had it, it was more fair because the player that was by themselves, all they had to do was to survive long enough to get help for it to be a 2v3. And a 2v3, you know, the gankers still have a tremendous advantage, but at least it's asymmetric gameplay that's winnable. And so it can be a good experience for both parties that way. You know, you have the players with an advantage and the one without. But ultimately, it's still an experience that's going to be going to give an out to the invaders as well. Gotta be careful here. Let me focus a little bit on that. Gotta be careful. I'm thinking maybe I should pull out a Colossal. Pull out a Colossal and just... I wanted to kill this guy, but it's too hard with both of them, like, on me. There's still some gankers that give the invader a challenge, and by challenge you mean like a fair chance. If you don't want the gank to lose, you won't lose in this game if you know what you're doing. Yes, absolutely, Muda. Like if you want the gank to not lose, like it's very easy to do that. It's very, very easy. If that's what you want. But obviously, you know, you cannot expect people, like, you know, you can't expect people to be nice toward you if you do that. It's like, you can do it. Like, you can do whatever you want, like, you know. But you can't, like, you know, come back and be down about it, like, when people don't like you afterward. Because it's on you, basically. Even if you find ganking fun, like, no one cares about that. It's like you're not making it fun for anyone else, and so you have to deal with it. It's like when PvEers don't find it fun when they fight, you know, players like myself. You know, it's their right, you know, it's completely their right. Like, I have the right to, you know, to invade them and kill them. That's in the game, but, you know, they're completely in the right of not liking me afterward. Let me read what Hack said. Usually, if Hack says something, you should listen to it. Let's see. Let me see that. Who's talking trash about Chase in DS3? Oh, Chase again. No one that argues about Chase is extremely low IQ. Okay, so someone being mad at the Chase stuff. Don't know what you're talking about. If you watch his weapon showcase, some of them he didn't even show. Oh, okay, so it's just... Yeah, I don't really care about that. Okay. You don't understand why invaders complain about gank. Once you invade a world, you signed up to be ganked. Okay, so you basically didn't listen to a single thing that I just said. Like, I basically did like a fucking a whole... Bro, like, I did a whole verbal essay, like, just explaining, like, why that is. And this is, like, a thing specific to Elden Ring. You know, like... Unfortunately, there's a lot of new people that are new from Elden Ring, and they have not lived through, like, the other Souls games, so they have, like, no point of comparison. And so they don't really realize that invasions were not always like what they are right now in this game. Like, this game made the dynamic between players worse. And unfortunately, like, lopsided to the point where a lot of the encounters become pointless. We got invaded by YouTube chatters. I think a lot of flack that Chase gets is probably because of people like this guy in chat. Like, you know, if people hate on Chase, I don't even think that's because of what Chase is doing. That's probably because of this guy. And don't get me wrong, like, a lot of people try to discredit Chase. Like, he is visibly, like, a very, very good player. I don't know, you know, I don't really watch his stuff in Elden Ring, but at least, you know, back in Dark Souls 3, like, a lot of tryhards were criticizing him. I would have put Chase, like, very high up on the, you know, on the player scale. Like, I think he was very, very good. But, you know, if you ask me, like, was he the best? Well, obviously not. Like, you know, he's not a top tournament player or anything like that. But he was very, very, very skilled. Like, way more than people give, or knowledgeable people, let's say, give him credit for. At least from the eye test, you know. Very, very good invader. Like, you'd want him as a teammate, like, pretty much, like, every time. Very, very good. Like, I feel like people that are scrubs, like, you know, they're quick on the trigger to call him the best in the world, and then people that are knowledgeable about the game are quick on the trigger to say that he's not that good or anything like that. And both of them, not true. Chase is extremely good, but, you know, he's not the best player, like, obviously, that the casual would want it to be, but that's fine. He doesn't need to be. Like, there's always this need to compare everything. It's just, it is what it is. It probably gets tiring for him, you know, like, I'm sure sometimes he lurks and he hears that and, you know, probably rolls his eyes or irks to say something, but wisely decides to not to. Good on him, honestly, because that is most definitely the smart thing to do. But yeah, it probably gets tiring. A lot of people don't seem to understand the difference between a tourney player and an invader. Well, I mean, dueling and invading has always been, like, overlapping skill set, but not the same skill set. By the way, Firekeeper, Happy New Year to you as well, man. Thanks for the membership, dude. Really appreciate that. Are we feeling today? I'm feeling patient, Alluvial. Can you believe that? I'm feeling patient today. And let's take advantage of that. Played Dark Souls 3 in the Ring City and it was just as hard to win against gankers. No. See, like, you're not gonna sit here and gaslight me about Dark Souls 3. Like, if anyone knows how to compare Dark Souls 3 to this game, like, legitimately, I'm probably the most qualified person in the entire world. Like, legitimately, like, no cope, and, you know, like, legit, if you had to pick one person to compare Dark Souls 3 to Elden Ring, I'm probably the most qualified and knowledgeable person to do that out of everyone. Especially on that front. Maybe not, like, comparing, like, frame data, because some players actually know frame data by heart. I have to look it up. But you're not gonna sit here and tell me that Dark Souls 3 invasions were just as hard as Elden Ring. It's mathematically false, because in Dark Souls 3, you fight 4v2 or 3v2. You don't fight 1v3. In Dark Souls 3, if you're in a 1v3, you survive until it's 2v3. So by default, what you're saying is mathematically false. Just by definition, it's easier to win a 2v3 compared to a 1v3, obviously. And so that's ultimately the difference between Elden Ring and Dark Souls 3. It's just that simple. Man, I feel like Cash here is trying to troll us, but I feel like he's hurting Chase more than he's hurting, Wait, guys, this guy's obviously trolling, but I feel like it's hurting Chase more than trolling us, honestly. And I mean, like, you know, going back to the Dark Souls 3 versus Elden Ring comparison, like, the player number is the ultimate reason, but, you know, even if you go into the nitty-gritty, the time to kill is a big factor, too. In this game, like, it's way... Like, in Dark Souls 3, you can hardly get stun locked to death by everything, whereas in this game, you can easily get stun locked to death by anything. It's like... I don't have it at hand, but we had this clip, right, when the network test came out for Elden Ring, where we were like full HP, you know, at low level because the network test was the network test, and we got like frame trapped by just 2 great swords, just attacking, you know, like just doing R1s, like 2 great swords, just pull one out just to show it, you know, just doing that, 2 great swords doing that, and we got hit from 100 to 0. By just 2 players just attacking with a greatsword like that. No, you know, no rolls were able to escape it. You just got clipped. If it was timed properly, they were both staggering at like fairly like even intervals, meaning that we got trapped, got hit I think 8 times in a row without being able to get out, because the hit stun would get reset by the second greatsword. You know, like with greatswords in this game, you get hit by one, then you can roll out, but you still get stunned for a little bit. And so, like, the other person would reset that stun, and then the other person would reset that stun. And so you got frame trap from 100 to 0, just by 2 players spamming that. Whereas you take Dark Souls 3, Dark Souls 3 had a hit counter. Basically, if you got hit 3 times, you could roll out of anything if you got hit 3 times, except a few exceptions. You know, like, there was, like, Chaos Bed Vestiges, which reset that stun. You know, a few exceptions there, but for the most part, this is how it worked. And so, it was easier to escape frame traps in Dark Souls 3 because of that. Now, you know, that's not just it. Like, let's not go over, like, the projectile spam. Like, projectile spam is another, like, easy, easy reason why it was easier to deal with the invasions in Dark Souls 3. Projectile spam is just like omnipresent in Elden Ring. Like, you have to constantly worry about it. You have to not attack your opponent. That's usually the only play you have when you're facing a projectile spam. You have to wait. You can't attack back. Like, the concept of waiting for your opponent to stop spamming, it's something that's new. Like, there wasn't a thing like that in Dark Souls 3. Like, in Dark Souls 3, you could always like bob and weave in between attacks. Of course, you couldn't just go in the middle of a pile, but you could bob and weave between attacks. In this game, if someone is attacking you with ranged stuff, you can't ever engage. You have to wait for it to be over. And so that's another thing to deal with. Now, to play devil's advocate, a reason why, empirically speaking, you might have more success in Elden Ring than in Dark Souls 3. Like, empirically speaking, like, if you count your wins and losses and you end up with like more wins in Elden Ring than in Dark Souls 3, it's very possible, and I can explain to you why, like, very easily. If you invade everywhere, you're gonna invade lower quality players than if you were to invade the hot spots in Dark Souls 3. So, like, for instance, if in Dark Souls 3, like most PvPers would, you would invade at Ring City, the Forest, and Pontiff, which is really what everyone really did for the most part. You invade in these hotspots, and you're going to be fighting higher quality players, tryhards, hardcore gankers, and then you're going to fight it out there. The difficulty of the invasion is going to be massively increased by the quality of the players. Whereas here, you invade everywhere, you can get any Joe Blow PvEers, and it's going to be way easier to win against Joe Blow PvEers. But that's not because of the game mechanics, that's because you're getting lower quality players. And a big reason why there's a lower quality player here is that the PvP in this game never had what it took to take off. And so a lot of the gankers actually gave up about this game. You don't really see a lot of like griefing gankers as much as you used to in Dark Souls 3, because I'm sure the gankers find it just as pointless as the invaders. It's like it's so easy and pointless for them that they just stop ganking and griefing, or they do it very rarely. And so the whole setup of the game made it so that you're not gonna fight a lot of tryhards and heavy and like hardcore griefers. And if you do in Dark Souls 3, you can actually beat them. you have a chance of beating the griefers in Dark Souls 3. Do you have that opportunity in Elden Ring? Not in the 3v1, no. Oh, the Tall Order. That's the big difference. It's that you're going to be fighting lower quality players in Elden Ring, which is going to give you the impression that, you know, Elden Ring is easier. Or, yeah, whatever. It's going to give you the impression that Elden Ring is easier and more sustainable, but ultimately it's really just the quality of the players. And the quality of the players is driven by how sustainable the tryhard PvP is, and because it is not sustainable in Elden Ring, then you're gonna basically be killing the tryhard PvP scene altogether, and that's slowly what's happening with Elden Ring. There's not a lot of players that actually care about PvP in Elden Ring. It's very much the same 20 people, you know, that do and play and pretty much host and do all that stuff. So that's what it is. He's showing me that he's opening the tongue. All right, I appreciate that. PS3 gankers had Black Serpent Flame. No BHS, no jumps. Well, Quickstep was stronger than BHS is now. So, like, just by saying that, you're basically showing me that you don't really understand Dark Souls 3 as much as you think you do. Because, like, Black Serpent, not really a big deal. And Quickstep is better than BHS, simply because it has more iframe. Like, in Dark Souls 3, if you have someone that's super latent, you know, they can just quickstep forever. In this game, you can't just BHS forever. Less iframes than rolling. Good change that they did on that part. The Estus canceling, though, is definitely an argument to say that it makes it harder to kill gankers, but on the other hand, it makes it also easier to survive as well. So if you say that it's harder to kill people that Estus cancel, it's likely because you don't Estus cancel, and so of course it's going to be much harder for you if you don't use the stuff that that's in there. Thank you, Steel. Words of wisdom. Bro, this game, the lock on. I can't lock onto them straight. Okay, there you go. And I lock onto a fucking baby turtle again. No friendly fire is very difficult to play around, and when they're that close to each other. That's so unlucky. Oh, wow. Dude, I keep hitting baby turtle like by accident. Lock on is wild. Um... Good kill. A lot of hits should be landing there, but latency is high. So we basically won one duel here. Since we were alone, like, you know, he healed, we didn't. But he is host, so he's gonna have more resources. Although I don't know for sure because Baby Turtle and I did 2v1 him for a while. But he healed there. It ate my input, guys. So we won 2 duels here. Wow, no hit for me there. Barely hit that. unfortunate. Come on. Come on, dude. He outplayed him like twice there, but didn't land. Again. We're playing very well, but you know, the latency and the healings, it makes it it's just unfortunate. We hit that. Keeps going in stairs too, which makes it difficult. Oh, come on, dude. This is just bullshit. Keep outplaying him, but I don't get anything for it. Had to panic roll for the latency backstab. Alright, so we basically killed him the equivalent of 4 times there. Did not lose like a single quote-unquote 1v1. We basically beat him 4 times. Not bad. He played well, though, honestly. It wasn't like that one-sided. Like, it's not as bad as the as saying, like, you know, beating him 4 times would sound. Like, he played pretty well. Or like 5. I mean, I made it 4 because, you know, when he healed, sometimes I healed as well. I think I healed twice. I don't know how many times he healed, but it was a good fight. I wouldn't say he's doing a good job. He just keeps healing. Well, I mean, it is an invasion. Like, it's not like, you know, like Margin earlier, where, you know, like Margin was just like chugging like the whole time. You know, like, he was just no plays, just chugging, you know, like he was doing plays, was, you know, trying to attack, you know, so on and so forth. It was not just a one-sided beatdown like Margin earlier. Like Margin earlier was basically like, you know, getting hit, chugging, getting hit, chugging, getting hit, chugging. He just drained himself from all his eels. That's fair. I thought he was gonna duel me. I mean, he doesn't need to. Like, it's an invasion. You know, it's my fault if I sandbag. Like, even when we do these quote-unquote, like, friendly fights, like, you know, like the other day, like, we did some PvP, like, doing the hosting with Green, like Green being my host and I'm the Phantom. And even then, like, I'd be fighting, like, Canuck, and I wouldn't be healing, and then Canuck would be healing, and then I'd die because I basically would not heal, as if it was a duel. But it's not because Canuck is dishonest, because I'm fucking stupid, like, and I'm not even, like, trying to, like, make them, like, look bad or anything like that. It's just like a stupid habit of, like, you know, like, when I'm in a 1v1, I always tell myself that I should be good enough to not have to heal. But I mean, obviously, if you're fighting people of high caliber, like, you can't just, like, have them heal and not heal yourself. That's just stupid. Like, it's a me problem, not a them problem. So honorable? Yeah, I know, dude. I'm so honorable. I'm so good and I'm so honorable. Thank you for reminding me. Oh, man. You do that too a lot, but honestly, your whole thing about keeping your health full works best. Yeah, for sure, dude. Like, when you're invading, you need to have your health constantly at max. Like, I mean, like you said, like, you know about that. A lot of people know about that. It's something that, let's say, like, we concluded. Like, say we, because, you know, like I was doing it, but I'm sure that people were doing it. But, like, when you invade, you need to keep your health high. Oh, I think if we had lightning, we might have. Oh, I could have hit there. Woo. Oh, the lat there. Oh, the lat there. Holy shit. Oh, he has that fucking... Man, that was a kill. There you go. Okay, he didn't hit him. Whoop! No hit for him. This is strange. Few questionable hits there on both sides. Still, if you and I have latency to someone, they're probably from South America. That's usually what it is. Or Australia, but Australia, like, if someone is from Australia, I would know. Because Australia is probably, like, the highest lat to me. And also, people from Australia in this game are all fucking chill for whatever reason. Like, every single person that I've met that's from Australia has been, like, the chillest person. and they're also funny. So like the track record for the Australian part of the Souls community is actually like flawless. Like I'm not joking, every single Australian person that I've seen has been like a funny dude that's super chill. Look at Chavez there. Chavez is a good example. Like, Chavez is funny sometimes, you know. Same thing with GGRK. Funny dudes, you know. It was the same in Dark Souls 3. There was Voloran. Super chill dude. Just like Peachy Boy, I don't know him, so that doesn't count. I don't know them. Can't count. This guy is making me question my every move. I think we just need to flame strike. Peachy Boy is low-key toxic. I don't know the guy. Like I said, doesn't count. I don't know him. Never interacted with him. Oh, another one, Goldie, right? Goldie's super chill too. See, that's another one. To be fair though, like guys, I want to make something clear. Like, I was lucky enough to travel a lot. And so like, I've seen like, you know, I've seen different cultures and everything. And let me tell you, there are good and bad apples everywhere. Like you think it's bad or you think it's good somewhere. It's good and bad everywhere, guys. It's just human nature everywhere. It is what it is. Bad apples? Yeah, bad apples. He learned on the last hit. I felt like yeah, I was about to say, I keep seeing them on radar, but I don't know where they are. Ouch. Rare footage of purposeful running attack. Let's do another one. Oh, he delayed it. Maybe it did. We two who fandom are satisfied, bro. What about Mexico? I went to Mexico. Again, you know. Same thing everywhere. Although I didn't, like, you know. Like, I didn't really have, like, bad experiences, like, really anywhere I went. But, like, you could just see it in people, you know. You traveled everywhere except NA? That's crazy. That's quite nice. Like, traveling everywhere, like, you know, except like one spot or one continent is actually crazy, dude. That's a lot. Aw, you were sleeping him. I admit, sometimes you let them win. Your sister lives in NA and you never visited her. You're a bad brother. Or maybe she's a bad sister. Your favorite travel was to Japan? That's interesting. What did you like about Japan? I was lucky when I went to Mexico. Like I was lucky enough to visit the Mayan pyramid, and now like they don't let people like climb on top of it anymore. I mean, probably for obvious reason that probably is not good for the structure, like, you know, like tourism and like people having access to historical site definitely like will wear down like historical sites a lot, like very quickly. But there you go. It was nice. Was my favorite place I visited? Let's see here. Favorite. It's gonna be a weird answer, but it's like the best place and the worst place is also the same one. It was in Ivory Coast. It's very, like, guys, if you know, you know. If you don't know, it's going to be very hard to make my point come across. But poorest place I've ever been to, like, you know, like dirt poor, like, you know, the lights on the streets, nothing works. There's trash like everywhere. You know, people live in basically nothing. For some reason, everyone has a cell phone, though. Like, you know, people have no money, nothing, but they all have cell phones. But really, really fucking poor. Like, dirt fucking poor. And nicest people there. Most happiest people as well. It's very strange. Very, very strange how the mood for people in general is so joyful and so happy to live. Yet they live in such fucking misery. It was a very strange experience. And I went there for quite a while. Like, I went there for 2 months. And I was on vacation. And yeah, that was definitely something. You worked in Senegal for 7 months and it was exactly the same. I'm glad that you get what I'm saying. Like, I feel like mozzarella, like, if you know what I'm saying, like, I feel like I can say whatever I can try my best to describe it, but it's very hard to convey like that feeling when you're there, like pure freedom. Yet desolate. It's a very weird mix, but I'll always remember, always, for sure. What do you think are the best levels to invade for an intermediate player? That's a good question. I'm glad you asked that, because you do get different experiences depending on the level you invade at. For an intermediate player, I would say, if you can, start by playing the arena a little bit, because invading can be quite difficult. And if you're intermediate, try to own your skill a little bit in the arena, although obviously, you know, like, do the activity that you feel is the most fun as well, because, you know, like, this isn't like, you're not fucking training for Elden Ring Super Bowl or Elden Ring NFL, right? Like, you know, like, do what you want, that's fun. But if you're asking about like a specific level, honestly, there's two answers. One, you could go for most activity, because at the end of the day, like, the quality of the players you're going to be facing, from my experience, is very similar across levels. Meaning that a bad player is going to be at level, like at low level, you know, like level like 10 to 50 to like 50 to 90 to 125 to like 150, 200, 300. Like the bad players are at every level. And so you're going to get invasions that are easy to win at any level bracket. Now, just by maths, you're going to get more of them in more active places, meaning that you're going to get more hard invasion at more active levels, but you're also going to get more easy ones. And so the levels where there's more activity are best. And for that, I would say, you know, like you want to be into the... I want to say 90, but I haven't played 90 in a while, so I can't really say if it's how active it is. But honestly, for intermediate, I would say level 90 is probably a little better because the time to kill is a little lower at 90 than it is at like 125 or 150 or above. And so you have more room to make mistakes. So to answer your question, I'd say around level 90, fully upgraded weapons. Or weapons to like plus 24, you know what I mean? Either that, or if you go for most activity, you know, like 125, 150, or obviously meta levels, you're going to get activity there, and 301 plus, ton of activity there as well. So it's really up to personal preference at the end of the day. Like, there's no like level per se that's like better for intermediate player, in my opinion. Not in this game. If you were talking about other Souls games, there was definitely more a concentration of high-skilled players at certain levels. Like in Dark Souls 3, I would have told you, like, without any second thought, that level 90 is the best to learn, you know, in Dark Souls 3. Whereas here in this game, you know, like, you could have a very similar experience at, you know, at multiple levels. I'd say try 90. I think 90 is a good starting point. If you find that the activity is too low, or the invasions, or there's too many over-leveled phantoms, then you can level up from there. You know what I mean? Like, you can try to invade at 90, and then if you don't feel satisfied about it, you just put levels into your character, make it a level 100, then try at 100, then, you know, make it 120, and then so on and so forth. And you go up and up until you're satisfied with what you see. That's also a very good exercise. That's something I did a while back, like trying to invade while making a character. It's fun because you get to invade like every level bracket. And so that's something that could be fun to do if you enjoy doing the PvE as well. Like, you make a new character and then you tell yourself, all right, I'm going to do like a few invasions in this place, and then you move on, do a little bit of PvE, grab some gear that you need, and then you invade a little bit again, and you just keep going like that, and you get a feel for like every level bracket. That can be a lot of fun to do. Although the challenge with that is usually activity, certain level brackets. It's like you have to find the right mix of like weapon upgrade versus like where you are invading. You know, like where you are on the map versus your weapon upgrade versus your level. And the other downside to that is the lower level you invade, the more likely you are to face invasions that you cannot win because the opposition has over-leveled phantoms that do crazy damage where you can't really compete with them. Twinks, right? Like if you're fighting twinks, you're gonna have a very hard time. Like, it's gonna be like pure mats, even if you're good at the game. Like, sometimes twinking gets ridiculous. It changes the matchups completely. Like, I remember we fought a twink one when we did that sort of run. The twink had a whip, and his whip was out-damaging my Zweihander by like twice the amount of damage. And because it was at lower level, I didn't have the poise to tank it. So you had a Zweihander back then that couldn't poise the whip, that was getting out-damaged by the whip. And that whip had Storm Stomp on top of that. And so a matchup that would usually be perfectly fine in normal circumstances was incredibly difficult just because of pure mats, right? The damage numbers didn't add up, the poise numbers didn't add up, and so the fight was one-sided toward the twink side, and there was nothing much I could do about it. A lot of people, though, when you ask them like why they twink, they're actually looking for that intermediate challenge, right? So they want to get to have an easier time to allow themselves to improve. And so maybe that's something you want to explore, you know, like twinking a little bit. Personally, I don't like it, but you know, to each his own. Where are we here? Can I jump here? Yeah, there you go. Kondu. When you twink Kondu, it doesn't count. Guys, Kondu gets a pass because Kondu and I actually went to the same archery club. We also had the same car model. True story. And so, you know, like, Kondu and I understand each other. That's crazy. I know, dude. Kondu Oliver, I would appreciate if you, you know, you don't disclose, like, you know, personal info or anything like that, but, I mean, I trust you. I don't know how you are. Guys, am I crazy? I feel like we saw the guy and now I can't find him anymore. What the hell? Did he go back up while I was, like... Wait, is he down? What the hell? I feel like he went down. I think he did. Up too? Both? Alright, let's go up first, and then we're gonna go down. Spell noise up top before? Yeah, I know there was like spell noise up top, but I felt like I saw Eldbar at the bottom, so I'm fucking confused now. I saw the guy going down there on the floor we were at. What the hell, dude? Alright, you know what? Let's just respawn. Alright, let's go down. Let's try that. Okay, I knew it. He's down. And he's by himself, too. I want to do something to this guy. I don't know what, though. Evil me wants to toy with him. I don't know what to do, though. Well, it is what it is, guys. I didn't know, like, how to play him. I didn't know what to do with him. I usually don't play with my food like that, but I felt compelled to do so. Whatever reason, this guy was like, you know, he was playing the game, yet, you know, he was being cute and everything. Rock pot next time? Yeah, good call. Oh, you prefer 1v3 to these easy invasions? Well, I mean, if you take the two extremes, they're both banned. But, you know, a key difference between, you know, people like you and me is that you probably enjoy the game, I don't. And so, like, the reason I'm playing is not the same reason you're playing. I play because I just want to get my fill of content for the week, you know what I mean? Whereas you probably play because you enjoy the game. And so for me, you know, if I get my fill of content, I'm happy. I don't need good fights, because I don't care about this game. I know it sounds weird for most, because it feels counterintuitive to play a game you don't like, but when you have like a channel built around it, it's the logical thing to do. To at least keep the channel alive until the next thing. And it's like, I want to keep the channel alive, like, because it's, you know, as much as people, you know, might think that making a YouTube channel is easy. Well, I'm sure for some it is, but it was very difficult to build that channel up, so I don't want to, like, give up on it, you know what I mean? Oh, we got a teammate somewhere. Oh, that's Baby Turtle. Alright. I don't want to give up on it, you know, like, what if the next From Software game actually delivers and is pretty good, right? Like, what then? Turtle fine? He is, alright. I don't want to hit Baby Turtle, it would have been bad there. Baby Turtle's dead. Didn't have much of an opportunity to engage. Oh, we got someone coming in. Oh, it's Baby Turtle again. All right. Oh, it's gonna be round 2. We can find him. I'm sure he's gonna come though. So unlucky. Well, the other guy is low. It might be an opportunity. Close. Good jump. Where's green at? Alright. I think I need to stay on green. I feel like Baby Turtle can kill the other guy. But green is a tough customer. There you go. Alright. Oh, that was tough. I think we played well, though we didn't do a lot of mistakes. I noticed something when I play green. I have to, or I feel like I have to like optimize every bit of my build possible. Otherwise, it's gonna cost me. And so, like, when I fight him, I switch my gauntlet to these ones, which are worse than these ones, but that frees up, like, 1 talisman slot, which is very valuable in a fight like that. I thought J.R. Martin wrote the gynecology. Gino Martin, bro. Never heard of him. to be careful. He's doing well here. Well played. He should physic though. You've been unmodded? No, you're still mod on my screen. Oh, you've been unmodded enough. Bro, somebody timed out Castle again. That's so funny. One sec. I'm sorry, Castle. Oh, man. Dude, Castle fucking getting timed out every time someone has the fucking 100,000 points. It's so funny. I think he's the only person to be a target. Like, I don't think anyone ever fucking timed out anyone else. That's actually so funny. He did it to Vale once. Poor Vale. He didn't deserve it. Vale always being a sweetheart. Oh shit, I was about to jump. Could have been banned. Okay, I think that should be fine. He by himself. Oh, the teammate somewhere. Blue. You said that. Oh, that's unfortunate. It's very tempting to guard break the blue, but I think for safety, I don't think we want to fuck up our inventory. I think for safety we're gonna keep this. Blue should be coming this way. Oh, there's another fucking blue now. Insane. Oh, now it's now it's different. And he has that too. Okay, okay, we're gonna try something. Gonna run up to him, kick. Unfortunately. Okay, we take that. Close. He was not looking behind him. Oh, man. Sometimes these are the types of invasion that can be difficult. Because you know the people you're fighting are not that great, and so you underestimate them, and you just take them head on, and oh, all of a sudden you don't have HP anymore, because even though they don't have health, you know, you get bled by the host for like almost a one-shot combo, or even you get blendered for a one-shot combo, and then that's it. Unpredictable and high damage output. Yeah, and there's 3 people. But, you know, we played that smart, aka we ran to the PvE in order to separate their attention a little bit. Luckily, there was PvE, because very often there's no PvE to help you out, and you have to manage without any help, without any PvE, without nothing. Sometimes even the terrain is unfavorable. Still invading? Yeah, it looks like it. There's 2 of them. And 1 Kevin. Oh, we missed. This guy does a lot. Oh my god. Let's heal right away. Jesus Christ. That's gonna hurt. Whoa. Okay, alright. Oh. This guy's damage is actually insane. Like, he does it a lot. Can you parry that, guys? This damage is obnoxiously high. We take that. This was dangerous. Like, that phantom was a problem. That axe did like a third of my health bar when it landed. That's dangerous. And, you know, it's one thing to fight that axe, you know, in a one-on-one. It's another thing to fight that axe if you're fighting multiple people. Yo, Kiminator, how are you doing, man? Hope the new year has been good. Well, it only has just started, so I have to wait a little bit for that. But yeah, the holidays have been good. It could be below. Or there, I guess. We PvPing, guys. Oh, that was a weird, I love that Lancer too. That hit him from far away. That host was very far from us. Last Fenta was level 500. He dropped 134k. Yeah, I mean, with the type of damage he was doing, I mean, you could have guessed. Because the thing with those axes is it requires like scale. Well, it scales with like so many stats. Like you need to have points in like 3 discipline in order to do that type of damage. So you have to be high level to do that. Because even with a dedicated build to that axe, well, maybe you could reach it with a dedicated build. I mean, he did actually lack a little bit of HP, so he could have been lower level than that, I guess. Oh well. Oh, is it going to be the same guy? Actually, I can't really tell, so we're going to see. By himself, though. It looks like the same guy. Try this. Dodge that. But he would attack afterward. Now we have a blue to deal with, though. Pretend like we don't see him, and then oh, that was weird. Maybe he hit the floor or something. No. No! No, my god, dude. That's so bad. The fucking classic. We lose our tier too by doing that. Oh well. I guess we're gonna watch someone else fight him now. Oh, he thought he was dead! You know, guys, it's to build up the tension, you know? That's why we do it. It's to make it more interesting. All calculated. It's to shine a light on this guy. It's ridiculous that they add it to your hotbar instead of putting it in the menu. Yeah, I mean, I know it has happened to a lot of people, and it's not the first time it happened to me, and it probably won't be the last either. I also, like, sort of cleared my toolbar, like I removed a few items. Maybe I should full it again so that, you know, like, it doesn't get placed in your hotbar. If you full it, you don't have to worry about it. Maybe that's what I should do. I'm probably gonna do a last one here. We're almost reaching the 3-hour mark. Oh. We're gonna push them, guys. Push them. No, don't stand still. Just walk in my attack, dude. Okay, this is a little sandbaggy, but... You know, you have to do it for the last one. You hate it when they don't walk into your attack? Yeah. Walk into my R2. That's my favorite line. What's funny is, like, you know how in Dark Souls 3, like, I kind of developed a playstyle around the Claymore R2, and then I started playing, like, with Great Lance as no one was playing with it. It's funny because in Elden Ring, I'm also playing with Great Lance, and I'm also, like, sort of developing a place, like, my playstyle around that R2. So it's funny how it works, like, I have something with the R2 button, I just like it. It just speaks to me. Have returned? Alright, Castle, let me mod you before we end this. Alright, last chance, guys, to time out Castle. Before he's modded again. Alright, guys. Someone with 100k, yeah. Alright, thanks everyone for coming by. Really appreciate it. Thanks for the YouTube chatters. YouTube, actually, pretty good comments today on YouTube, so, you know, have to rejoice. Good day for YouTube chat. Thank you guys also on Twitch. Thanks everyone for coming by. Felt like I was, and I think I was in a good mood today. So it made for a good stream. Let's hope that the next one is also gonna be good. Maybe I'm stretching my luck though, going for 3 hours here. Maybe I should just keep it to 2 hours next time. Because I feel like the shorter I keep it, like the higher the chances of keeping it cool throughout the stream, so... Anyway, guys, take it easy, everyone, and I'll catch you guys up next time. Take care, guys. Let's raid... Who's on right now? Well, Swoosh is on... Oh, Scott is on. But he's doing a playthrough. Let's raid Omi Swoosh. You know, like, let's not go for the titty streamers. Let's go with the homies. There you go. Alright, take care, guys. Oops. The target disabled raids. Shit, Swoosh does not want to get raided. That's crazy. Guys, some of you might want to go and Swoosh and tell him about the that he has raid disabled. Alright, let's raid the well-known TD streamer Scott Jund. Oh, bro is on? Can you, what's his exact name? Ogbro 900? Let me see here. Let me see Ogbro. Ogbro 900, dude. Let me see that. Yeah, that definitely looks like him, alright. Let's see here. Alright, let's raid Ogbro, guys. Alright, take care, everyone. Make sure to tell Ogbro that he's bad at the game.